and watching that video of Dead by Daylight. My name is Cubeproductions. Today we're using Skull Merchant as always, using a viewer build that someone requested. But before we talk about who requested this build and why we're using it, let's first give you all some insight as to why it took so long to make this video and that I am terrible at being a YouTuber. Now, of course, you can skip this part of the video if you don't find it interesting, but I just want to give y'all some funny context. The first things first, three different people actually have asked me for builds. The first person was Haruk Juk Manaj. They wanted me to use a Scream build with Skull Merchant, which is the build you're seeing today. But the second person is named Skullen, and they had asked me to use a certain build in the Discord server, which is in the description, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But what happened was, I'm bad, and for some strange reason, I thought that Skullen asked first, and I try and do the builds in the order the people have asked. Also, I'm trying to upload more consistently because y'all been asking for so many builds now that I need to upload faster to get these videos out as quickly as possible. So because of this reason, I actually recorded Skullen's video first. But I'm an idiot and I can't read. So instead of me using the build you're seeing on the screen, I actually made a video using this build. And this builds from a whole different subscriber named Ricardozen, and he was talking about, basically he was saying how one of my builds that I had a video on helped him, and he basically changed the build and updated it to look like this, and he's been using it and he went on 39 game win streak. And because I can't read, I accidentally made a video using that build instead of using Skullen's build, which is kind of sad. So I'm sorry, Skullen, but I'm going to upload your video next, don't you worry. But today we're going to focus on the Scream Merchant build first because I am bad. So I just want to give you some context as to why I took so long to upload these videos. Yeah, but anyway, let's get back to the gameplay so I can show y'all what this build does. Okay, back to the Scream build. The first perk we're using today is the Whack. The Whack is very simple. After we break a pallet or a wall with our break animation, any survivors that are inside of our 36 meters will automatically scream and reveal their aura for 6 seconds. This perk starts up with 3 tokens, max 3, and we get an additional token every single time we hook a survivor. We have Phantom Fear. When a survivor looks at us in our terror radius, they automatically scream and they reveal their aura for 2 seconds, and the perk goes on cooldown for 6 seconds. The next perk we're using is Hex Face the Darkness, probably the most important perk in the build. Basically, after we injure a survivor by any means, the perk will activate, and any survivors who are outside of our terror radius will scream every 25 seconds, and they will show their aura also for 2 seconds. And then lastly, we have another perk that's really useful. A perk that is really useful perk, but I never use it on Skull Merchant. It's called Infectious Fright. Perk is very simple. After we down a survivor, all other survivors in our terror radius automatically scream, and they reveal their location for 6 seconds. Lastly, we're using ultrasonic speaker, and we're going to be using a prototype rotor to make our drones move faster. That way I can rotate faster. This way we can hopefully enter survivors quicker and get the Hex Face of Darkness activate as soon as possible. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Sorry for the long intro. I just really wanted to show you, explain to y'all why I've been kind of not uploading as quickly as usual and what happened to the build videos. And also make sure you join the Discord server. Link will be in the description so you can also post your builds in there, and I will hopefully do them on time. Without further ado, let's get straight to the game so I can show you how great Scream Merchant really is. Okay, putting on Suffocation Pit. I haven't put this map in actually so long, it's kind of insane. I'm not gonna lie. So thank you, by the way, what's it called, Hikaru Manaj, for actually, I'm pretty sure your name incorrectly, but thank you so much for subscribing and also the build. Again, I'm sorry it took so long to make this video. It is literally hard when you are getting slammed by pallets. No, it's really hard when you're constantly working, but then also have a YouTube channel on the side and trying to make your YouTube channel your priority, and then you also can't read and can't figure out which person decided to which person did what when it comes to build requests. So I apologize for my bad behavior, but I'll make it up to you with this godlike gameplay. So first things first, I'm gonna slice this girl's back open and break this wall. And every splat again. And I did this because I had a strange feeling somebody was trying to go to flashlight save or for the pallet save. But I realized he didn't have a flashlight, so I didn't worry about that. But I did have to worry about, however, was the fact that he could have gone for a pallet save, but luckily he was too far away where he couldn't do it. Also, I feel so weird playing this game after using the adaptation build, because I would have been able to catch him so much easier if I used the adaptation build. But because of the fact that I'm not using that build, he runs so fast. It's kind of sad. But as you can see, we're using a screen build. I actually really like this build. The only perk I don't like on this build is Infected Right, and it's not because Infected Right's a bad perk or anything. It's really because of the fact that Infected Right requires you to down survivors and then they're in your terror radius. But in case you don't know, a lot of time when you use Skull Merchant, you put down a drone, and the drone ends up making it so you're untenable. And if you're untenable, you have no terror radius, which means the survivors don't scream. So because of this reason, I feel like it's not really that good on Skull Merchant. Well, at least for me, it's not good on Skull Merchant. If you're doing a more chase-oriented build, oh, the perk's really good on Skull Merchant. But I almost always, some reason why I end up placing down a drone and then killing survivors killed with my untenable stats effect. So like for example, speaking of that, I'm going to try and chase this girl by hiding my red stain, but I can't. But she's gonna basically loop this really cool looking loop. I think cool looking loop because I like loops like this where it's like more of this pattern. And I'm gonna down her, and then finish first not gonna activate because of course I'm untenable because like I said before, I down survivors a lot with my untenable side effect. So I don't know why I do that a lot, to be honest. Now, I want you to pay attention to this Tory Lane, the bottom girl. The reason why I want you to pay attention to her is because, well, you'll see in there if you continue watching the video. I'm not gonna spoil. But long story, let's just say that Tory Lane, I feel bad for her, but also I don't feel bad for her, and you'll understand that when we continue playing. So, because of the fact that we hit this guy, we're going to activate, of course, our Headspace of Darkness. Now, if I decided to stop chasing him and grab somebody else, everyone starts screaming. But I knew he was going to draw the pallet, so I was going to easily be able to mind game. But he actually continues holding W, and then goes for a slow vault at this window. Don't know why. And as a result, I'm able to actually, well, it was a medium vault, really. But he went for a medium vault at the window, so I was like, well, I should be able to easily hit this guy. And we do. As a result, we can hook up on this hook right here. Perfection. And now we can go out somebody else. Now, Infected Right. Sorry, not Infected Right. Now, Headspace of Darkness, sadly, is not active because we did down him. Because the way it works is you enter somebody and they stay injured, basically. And then the perk will activate. But once the person decides to get healed or get downed, they automatically, the perk deactivates. So, that's the only problem with the perk. Also, the fact that it gets cleansed and it goes away forever, which makes sense, actually. In my opinion, if that perk gets cleansed, it should go away forever. But I feel like Dominance and another perk, like, I feel like Dominance and that one perk, I think it's called, Two Can Play. Or somebody that had Hex Two Can Play. Those two perks shouldn't go away, even if they get cleansed, because they should just be able to come back over and over again. That's how I feel about them. I'm gonna mind game my Red Stain because I don't have Red Stain anymore. And I'm gonna, she's gonna draw the pallet, because why wouldn't she? There we are. Activate Sweat. See her aura. We know exactly where she's gonna go. Some trade reason to the left. I don't know why she did this. And then right here, I made a really big important play. And I want you to pay attention because I feel like a lot of Skull Merchant players don't understand or don't know this trick. So right here, we're gonna scan the girl and we're gonna speed buff. Obviously, something we always get. But then we're gonna she's gonna scan a second time and become hindered. Right here, she's hindered once and she becomes moving 8% slower. But then she gets hindered a second time and she gets hindered 16% slower instead. And the reason why she got hindered 16% slower is because the haste and hinder stacks. Now I feel like maybe some Skull Merchant players do this, but I feel like a lot of them don't really think about it sometimes. So because haste and hinder stack now, if you can scan survivors extremely quickly, you can stack the hindered twice. So instead of being hindered for 8 seconds, for 8% that lasts for 6 seconds, they instead will be hindered for 8%, scan a second time, and then be hindered for 16% instead of 8%. But this 16% hinder will only last for about like 3 seconds. But it's still the fact that you can stack it. And because you can stack it, you basically have a really strong anti-loop power now. Well, not really very strong because there's still so much counterplay to it. So as a result, you're able to quickly-ish go for the what's it called? Survivor who's being hindered. So right here, I kind of went after the wrong person. I want to go after the Sable, not Sable. Sorry, Tory Lane, which is who I'm going for right now. I missed my hit, kind of bad at the game, and there's a plat right here, so I can't actually down her anymore. So I'm gonna put a drone up and try and slow her down. Drop the pallet. I mind game going around. So as a result, she actually gets down. Now, someone's screaming. I thought at first it was because of infected sprite, but in reality, it's actually because of the fact that we have Hex. What's it called? Hex. Oh wow, forgot the name of it. Oh, sorry, Face of Darkness. There we go. That's why. So this screen over here, so I know someone on the generator. Now keep in mind, even though we're doing pretty well, they have done 2 gens already. Now 2 people are injured, so I know one of the girls screams. I'm hoping it's the injured one. Luckily for me, it is. It's the can't remember her name. So I thought I'd be able to hit her right here, but she actually was like, no, you thought. And I wasn't able to actually hit her. Then she screams, but I don't see her aura. Cause I believe she is off the record, so I can't even see her aura anymore. I'm gonna catch the Tory Lane off guard by becoming untenable. And slice her back open. And I was gonna go after the Arella, but I decided to try and hit her and just let her run away. That way it activates my Headspace of Darkness again. Or at least keeps it active. I think it's already active because actually of hitting the first person. And then they're gonna do another gen, and they're automatically at the last gen already. But it's fine, because we have Tory Lane killed. And that's why I said watch out for Tory Lane, because Tory Lane died not really early, died really late. But I'm kind of glad I killed her because of 2 reasons. The first reason is because we need someone dead, and the second reason I'll explain when the game ends. So right here, everyone's not streaming. I only get to the aura of 1 person, and then this is the part right here I made a really big misplay. So for some strange reason, in my head, I knew 1 person was on their second to last hook, or on their first hook. But I couldn't remember who it was, and for some strange reason, I thought it was the Arella, who we literally just saw. But in reality, it's actually the 3rd girl, whose name I don't actually know what it is. I can't remember her describer's name. So this entire time, I've been looking for the Arella, even though we literally just saw her. And she just streamed right now. And I've been looking for the Arella, because I'm thinking the Arella is the one that's dead on hook or something. But in reality, the Arella hasn't been hooked 1 time. So for like the next minute, I basically looked around for the Arella and patrolled the generators instead of going after the injured guy and or the girl who was literally the actual real girl who's on her 2nd hook or 3rd hook. So this entire time, I basically was wasting time for absolutely no reason. I don't know why I did this. Well, I know why I did it. It's more like I'm just an idiot. So right here, we're going to go after the actual right girl who's not injured. We're going to scan her with a drone and move slightly. No, we didn't move faster at all. I didn't rotate it. But I was trying to move it, and then I realized, wait, that's not the right girl. I want to go after Arella. Even though, again, like I said before, post commentary, Arella is not the one that's dead on hook. So I don't know why I went after her in the first place. I expected her to drop the pallet, but it actually is no pallet right here. And instead, there's a pallet over here next to this shack. She's gonna drop the pallet, and I know she does not have enough time to make the shack and use things to whack. We can see her aura, and I'm gonna slice her. So right here, I'm like, okay, perfect. I'm in the perfect position. She's dead on hook. Life is great. I don't have to worry about much. I have 2 people dead on hook, and I'm gonna be good. And then they're gonna continue streaming because of Hex Face of Darkness, and actually no one cleansed it, surprisingly. So I thought I was doing pretty well for myself, actually. And then I look, and again, Arella hasn't been hooked 1 time. So yes, even I make misplays. I'm not saying I'm perfect, no, but it's like I made a really big misplay. I don't even know what I was thinking, to be completely honest. I really just play like a fool. That's the only word to describe it. Like I don't know what I was doing, but it's fine because even though I played like an idiot, the game shouldn't be over yet unless they can put the gen in front of my face. But luckily for me, the guy fails the generator, so I'm like, yes. So right here, he's gonna hide in the locker for some reason. So I'm like, this guy definitely has head on. So I purposely grab him as fast as possible, and I need to remember for in the future that this guy has head on. So somehow, some way, this girl gets claw trapped, even though you can literally just disable all the drones, dodge all the drones, and crouch under all the drones. She still found a way to get claw trapped, and I don't know how. So I'm gonna go back towards the generator and kick it, because I know the generator has a lot of progress. The gen where we just hook Arella also has a lot of progress, so I need to go back over there and try and get them off that gen. Because I have a strange feeling they're probably injured right now, both just doing the gen. And as a result, I need to go protect it. But also, notice how we don't have Headspace Darkness anymore. That's because of the fact that the first guy was actually the guy who triggered it in the first place, and I didn't realize it. Well, and I downed him just now, so because of that reason, I lost the perk. Now, that's fine. Because right here, we're going to go back over towards the hook. I didn't see Arella on the gen over there. And we're going to go back towards the gen. So right here, I had a strange feeling inside his locker because of the fact that the scratch mark stopped and because of the fact that the blood stopped. So So I'm trying to go forward and back up, but the game's like head-on hitbox is gigantic, so you can't dodge it. So I was like, oh my bad. But luckily for me, he kind of went into the middle of absolutely nowhere. Does not have the side strike, so we're gonna able to repick him up from the locker. I don't know why he doesn't have the side strike. It doesn't play like this, and also I don't know why he isn't quick and quiet either. So both those perks he doesn't have them, so he just dies. So that's fun for me. So we're gonna kill him, and now we only have 2 people left, and it should be a really easy game at this point because they should be on this gen right over here, or they should be on the generator across the map. But no one on that gen still progressing. So I'm like, okay, they have to be on the gen over here, or they're throwing, because the third gen, when we haven't even like looked at yet, that gen hasn't even been touched, so I don't have to worry about it. This gen's also regressing, so I'm like, well, I might as well check this generator because I haven't checked it yet. And lo and behold, it's at 0% because I think the survivors don't even know it exists, to be honest. It was kind of funny. So they did every single gen so quickly, not really so quickly, but pretty quickly. And now they're kind of stuck in a stalemate where it's like, I'll find you eventually. So right here, I don't see anybody, but we forgot we have Phantom Fear. So because she looked at me, balance perk, we just see her to the wall and we know exactly where she is. So she's gonna try and make it to the shack again. But because I hit her, she realizes, let me not even try and mind game the shack because there's none in the mind game. So instead she goes towards pallet again. I thought I had dropped this pallet, but I forgot. I actually I remembered that's where I told you about the haste and hinder thing that happened. So right here, she's gonna drop a pallet on me because she's gonna drop it. But it's fine because we should be able to get her. There we go. She's claw trapped. And we also thwack, we know exactly where she is. Because she is injured, we did activate Headspace Darkness, so we know the other girl on the generator across the map. She used slide, and she actually gets really far distance, but the problem is, the pallet right here is down, so I'm gonna break this. We're gonna activate thwack, and I'm gonna go after her later. But I realized that I need to protect this generator, because the generator has a bunch of progress on it, and the girl is trying to do it in front of me, and I can't let that happen. So I'm gonna scan her, get a little, not speed buff. I'm gonna scan her again, but the game's like, well, you thought? You forgot you're playing Skull Merchant. You can't scan survivors who are in the middle of doing an action. You know, the thing your whole power is designed for. No. That would be too easy. So we're gonna break a pallet, activate thwack, see exactly where she's going, scan her again thanks to my radar, and then I should scan her a third time, but because she decides to vault the window, the game's like, no, you can't scan her. Such a dumb design. So right here I scanned her, and I thought she was gonna vault the window, so I did a double back, but in reality she just holds W. And now she's in a really bad position because this pallet is kind of unsafe. And I realize that I can't get her because of the fact that even though it's unsafe, Scummer is bad. So I need to, like usual, get rid of a drone, put a drone here, slow her down by like 8%, now 16%, go around the other side, she's too slow to make the pallet, and die. Very simple commentary. 8% plus 8% is 16. I got a 5% haste buff, I win the game. Like, yay. And we're gonna hook her, and this is her second hook, I believe, or third. The third, because that was the girl who I had actually supposed to go after, but for some strange reason, I got her and Arella mixed up the entire time. So because of that reason, I ended up actually failing. But luckily, this screen build is actually working out extremely well because we have Phantom Fear, other perks like that let us be able to figure out where people are. So right here, I make another big misplay. The girl's injured. Because she's injured, I have the ability to see exactly where she is thanks to Headspace of Darkness. So she's going to continue to scream every 25 seconds. And for some strange reason, even though she screams, I can't see her aura. And I don't know why. Because as you can see right there, she screamed, but I don't see her aura at all. And I think it's because I'm off the record. But in my head, I'm like, it's been over 80 seconds, I'm almost certain. So there's no way she says off the record. There's just no way. So I don't know why I can't see her aura, but I just literally can't see her aura no matter what. And that's one reason why I don't use Headspace of Darkness. Because it's supposed to show the aura for 2 seconds. And 2 seconds is not really that long. But it should still be long enough to where I can see the aura. Like if I see the scream notification and I look in the direction that where you're at, I should be able to see your aura. But for some strange reason, I just did not see it at all. So as you can see, I'm going to look back over there. There's no aura. So I'm so confused. I also have, and I also know that she's near me because I have Phantom Fear, but she does not, but I don't see her screaming either. So I'm over here so confused, like why do I see, and I'm like a little paranoid, because Kind of like I hear the scream. Well, sorry, I know she's screaming over here. That's probably what it is. She probably has an anti-scream perk where it's like I still get the notification of her screaming, but she just doesn't actually scream. And that's the reason why I can't activate Phantom Fear. I don't know. But either way, I just some reason why I was unable to activate Phantom Fear. And her screaming just like wasn't working. So right here I'm gonna walk towards one of these exit gates and try and find her. And then look what happens. I'm gonna walk over here and she screams right next to me. I'm like, hello? I'm like, oh, there she is. But it's so weird because I'm like, why was the game telling me she was screaming so far away, but in reality she was not? I don't know. I feel like it was either a glitch or I'm bad, or both. Who knows? But it's really weird. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. We're gonna mind game our red stain by getting rid of it, and mind game here, and she's gonna basically vault the window. Oh, I thought she was gonna vault the window, but in reality she vaulted right here. She doesn't have live this time. Well, she already used it, so she doesn't get that much distance, and we get to murder her because you haven't seen the Skull Merchant more in a long time. So now it's time to show her the entity. Destruction. Perfect. Now, remember how I said earlier, pay attention to Tory Lane? Let me explain why. So, of course, I'm just checking the scoreboard, just checking to see what perks and add-ons survivors are bringing. Nothing new, nothing simple, everything simple. And what in the world? She has the stupid broken perk, Shore the Burden, by the way, not balanced at all. And then she also has a syringe. Like, what are you doing? Like, why do survivors play like this? I don't understand. Like, why? And it's not even me upset. It is like, huh? Like, why? Like, why? And it's just so bad. Anyway, that was the first game of the video, and that Tory Lane disappointed me immensely, so I'm glad he died first. Let's go to the second game so I can show you how great this build is. Okay, playing on Rotten Fields. Woohoo! This map is terrible. Kind of. It's a really weird map. Basically, the shack's in the middle, and then everything else around it is just corn. So the loops can either be extremely annoying, thanks to RNG, or they can be extremely fine, thanks to RNG. So I think in my opinion, we actually got a pretty good one because the loops aren't terrible. Sometimes it's like TNL, 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 doom, 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 and this is awful. But this one is like nothing, and I like that a lot. So right here, we go untenable, we can skip on this rival better than usual. She's gonna scream because they're in my presence, and when you use your Scrum Merchant, you must scream it tears of joy. So because of that reason, they screamed and they're like, wow, Scrum Merchant, I haven't seen one of those in a while. And then she's gonna probably go to the pallet, but actually, for some reason why I swing, I'm an idiot. And she had live, now she's 5 billion miles away from me. So I'm using my untenable side effect and try and catch up on her. But I realized there's survivors over here actually. So I'm gonna try and catch the survivors off guard. They scream thanks to Hex Face of Darkness, actually using the perk correctly, and then we're going to basically go after the girl we had originally gone after, but then I realized let me go after this girl instead because I can most likely get her claw trap and I can get 3 people injured instead of the normal 2. But then I'm like, wait a minute, this girl's right next to me, let me get this girl. So I'm gonna go after you. Slice your soul. Oh, I think the same girl. Oops, I thought that was Claudette. I'm bad. So I slice her, then I realized that someone disabled my drone, which means they're back over here next to this what's it called, Jin. So using my intelligence, I realized that, and I'm gonna try and go after them. And it just so happens is actually the same girl we had our first chase with. So we have 3 people injured. Well, 1 person down, 2 people injured, 1 girl's claw trapped, and we're doing pretty well. And they have no gens yet. So I think honestly, it was a pretty good start. So now I'm gonna use my untenable status effect to figure out what a survivor is. She's actually doing the drone right in front of us for some reason, but because we're untenable, she doesn't actually see us, and we're going to be able to hopefully get her before she makes the empty pallet. She's gonna scream and die. So she's like, "Oh my gosh, no!" And I'm like, "Oh well, sorry." Luckily, it's on pallet save, and we can go hook her over here. They've done 1 gem, but it's fine because they have to go towards the other girl. And if I can find if I can find the girl who's injured, then I can easily get a snowball effect. So as you can see, we're going to go back towards the hook because it only makes logical sense to go towards the hook. But first, I'm going to become untenable so I can save one of the survivors. That way they don't know where I'm coming from. Make sure I'm 24 meters away from the hook. That way they don't get a, what's it called? Alert I'm there. So I thought she was going to vault the window actually, but she didn't vault the windows very surprisingly. Then she vaulted down. I'm like, are you serious? So because of the fact that I just placed that drone down, I get a speed buff. But it doesn't really matter because she has window to pallet. So I'm like, great. But then she goes towards the pallet. I'm like, I'm not going to even try mind game this. I'm just going to walk through it. And because she tried to because she thought I was gonna mind game it, or respected, I mean, she decided to keep holding W. But once she realized that I wasn't gonna mind game it, I'm sorry, respect it, she was like, oh, wait a minute. And then it was too late. And now this girl screams, I know exactly where she's going, towards the right. She is not injured, sadly. Is she injured? No, I think she is injured. Yeah, she's injured. So because of that reason, I'm gonna try and catch her off guard. But this pallet is extremely safe. There's no reason why. There's no way to like beat this pallet. She gonna drop it. Try and flash at me, but because I have thwack, the best perk in the game, I miss my hit, kind of trash. And then we're gonna make sure she screams. Because she screams, I hate this game. Why do I keep hitting walls? What is this? Luckily, she didn't drop the pallet down, so I'm like, I should be able to catch her. And I finally air down her because the game is bad. Then Fetish Fright activates and everyone screams, but because I didn't see the person's aura, I mean, I didn't see the silhouette of the screen, I have no idea where they are, to be completely honest. And they do another gym. Also, I don't know how I missed those last 2 hits, by the way. I literally should not have missed those, but I did. So someone gets scanned by a drone. I'm like, who are you? And that's when I realized that the person who got scanned over here, so I'm gonna go after them instead of going after anyone else. And I believe they're injured, actually, the girl who got scanned. They're on this gen. And of course, the second I go towards the generator, they're gone. Now, I don't know why I did this. I kind of mind gamed myself by going up here for absolutely no reason. Because she screamed, thinks the Phantom Fierce. I saw her aura, but I still ended up going up there for absolutely no reason. Luckily for me, she's not going towards any of the pallets. Instead, she's going towards the tractor. But I know how to play tractor. It's called get on top of tractor. So because of that reason, she kind of just got obliterated and did absolutely nothing. And then I don't know what's happening. This is Lara Croft. I don't know why, but she's getting like claw trapped every 5 minutes. Like, I don't get it. Like, you literally just crouch underneath the drones. I don't know why or how he didn't get claw trapped. But look, as you can see, 3 of my drones are disabled. I think, or 2 of them are. So I already know the survivor on the left side of the map, or they just disabled the drones and then they went towards this drone over here. So 3 of my drones have been disabled. So I'm gonna have to replace them. But first, I'm gonna go after Lara Croft because she's injured and claw trapped. So I know exactly where she is. But the problem is this god palette. I can't speak today. God palette, Burl. This god palette is amazing. But for some strange reason, somehow she ends up misplaying the god palette and literally gets obliterated. And then someone else was claw trapped. Again, I don't know how they're being claw trapped. I've literally never got something where I was claw trapped before in my entire life without actually having to rotate the drone in the middle of the loop. I don't know what's happening. Because she's claw trapped, I know exactly where she is. So there's 2 people on the radar. Now I kind of wish I could tell which one was which, to be honest, but that's a different story for a different day. So I'm going to go towards where I think the Claudette is, and end up being wrong. And she actually is across the entire map. Then someone else is claw trapped because apparently everyone just loves running into drones. Like no one knows the counterplay of just ducking the drone. So instead, she's gonna I'm gonna run into her, and it's actually the girl who just so happens to also be on her final hook. So because of this reason, I'm gonna hook her and murder her. Easy. And also we have the one Lara Croft on the hook. So I honestly should have, in hindsight, I really should have just camped the hook, but I didn't camp the hook because I didn't think about it, and I don't really camp. But I really wanted to win. I should have camped the hook. So right here, luckily for me, Claudette is the one I want for the save, and Claudette just so happens to be injured. So that means I can easily down her and hook. Now that's the first time being hooked, so it's not really an amazing thing to be hooked here, but also it's not really bad either. So I'm putting a drone down, and I'm like, okay. So Lara Croft got healed immediately. I don't know how she got healed instantly, by the way, but like she got healed in 4 seconds. So I'm like, great. Keep in mind, she just ran away from the hook. Maybe she had that one perk where when you get off the hook, you automatically have 70% of your healing. I don't know, but I was like, how did she even get healed that quickly? So I'm gonna go back towards the hook because I have nowhere else to go, and all the survivors and gens. Lara Croft is gonna try and loot me on this loop, but the problem is I have a drone right here, and because I've learned this entire game, survivors don't know how to actually counter my power. So I'm gonna use this to my advantage. We're just gonna hold down the thing, and then we're gonna make her move slower and murder her. Very simple. We're not untouchable, so actually everyone screams, so I know exactly where they are. They're actually right in front of this pallet. For some strange reason, instead of actually dropping the pallet down, she decides to just flashlight me. But luckily, it's been exactly 70 seconds, so the hook that we just downed is back up. An obvious trying to flashlight me, and obvious trying to blind me, so I decided, trying to stun me the pallet. So I'm gonna use my thwack and mind gamer. Then I'm gonna use my untouchable side effect to also mind gamer. Then you're gonna go towards the god pallet. But luckily for me, I do have this thing called a drone. And the drone should allow me to get a speed buff. Sadly, I don't get a speed buff, and surprisingly, she actually blinded me because I don't have brutal strength or my one add-on that lets me be able to kick generators and break past faster. So she was actually able to blind me still, but it didn't really matter because after she got blinded, after she blinded me, I still saw her aura, so I knew exactly where to go. And luckily, I say luckily, this is never a luckily thing. Luckily, we're playing on the Cohen farm map, so them going past all the corn counts as them going past like basically walls. So I can see her aura always in the corn, which is really useful. So we hooked her. Now we only have one survivor left, and if we hook that survivor, they're basically dead because she can't unhook herself at all. So I basically all I have to do is find her. Because I have Phantom Fear, it's really easy to find her. Because once I go near her, she will scream. So I thought she was gonna jump the pallet actually, but she doesn't jump the pallet at all. She actually holds it up to me. So I was like, okay, hoping she was gonna go on the tractor, but she actually doesn't go on the tractor at all. So I was like, oh, oopsie. So right here we have this really not that strong loop, but I had the mind game using my red stain or getting rid of my red stain. Sadly, she's actually smart and decides to actually knock out the window because she has ice. So I'm like, great, that's annoying, but it's fine. We should be able to cloud trap her soon, and we can see exactly where she is. Now I'm gonna put a drone over here, but I gotta get rid of another drone first so I can actually place down the drone. Put a drone here, and then she's gonna continue looping this area for some reason. I'm gonna cloud trap her because these survivors do not understand how to counter my power, and then we're gonna slow her down, and then we're gonna slow down a second time, which will increase how long she slowed down for, and not down her because of the fact that she went towards the pallet, but instead of dropping the pallet, she decides to just not drop it. It's the second time I think the survivor's done that, where he just doesn't drop the pallet. Now, I should have moored her honestly, but I didn't moor her because I kind of forgot about it. But on the bright side, she's dead either way, and we won the game. And I'm not gonna lie, this screen build is actually really good. I recommend y'all use it. It's really fun because it's completely different from. There's no gen defense involved. It's just pure. I see exactly where you are. Skull Merchant. And because Skull Merchant's power already is basically I see exactly where you are, it's really useful. Who would have thought you not using gen defense actually works on Skull Merchant? You know, the worst clone in the game. You love to see it. But anyway, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for requesting me this build. I greatly appreciate it. I literally read all the comments, and I also will use every single build y'all give me. So just make sure you give me builds in the comments. Make sure you all join the Discord server. Link will be in the description. Also, you can post all your builds there as well. I read, like I said, every single comment and everything I read. Everything in the Discord server, I also read. So stay tuned for that. Also, stay tuned for everyone who also posted builds. I'm so sorry for uploading kind of slowly and not posting in the right order and messing up videos. I sincerely apologize because I am trying to get y'all's builds out as quickly as possible, but it's also kind of hard when real life happens and you have to work outside of YouTube. So I'm trying my best. But anyway, that was all for this video. Let's go. I'll see y'all in the next video. Have a nice day.